You look so pretty. Are you missing them?
I am. I know they're having fun though. Robin's having an absolute blast. Mum says she keeps running into the hall shouting, Sean, for Shauna.
Is Obi still asleep?
He was waking up, but Dad picked him up, so he cuddled into Dad and fell back asleep.
So he's grand. We're not being missed at all then.
No, not in the slightest. We'll be missed by tomorrow morning, I'm sure, when they're like, oh, the novelty's worn off. Are you looking forward to a night of just sleeping?
You think it's more, well, if our kids aren't missing us, we'll just make another. We both got chewing gum, it's not going to sound good.
No. We're getting fresh breath after our Chinese meal.
Walking to the cinema at a brisk pace.
Yeah. It was a really nice meal. And it was funny because we got forgotten about. We were there, well, like, we were like chatting as well and enjoying just each other's company, I think, not even watching what the time was. Before we knew it, we were there over 30 minutes, but still nothing had been brought out to us.
They had come to the table, they had taken our order,
yeah,
but then they just
that was
forgot.
it. And we were like, we have to be at the cinema for this time for the movie. So I had to go up and say, no, we really have to go in 40 minutes, so maybe could we forget about the starters and just have the main? And the lady manager, she was so nice. She was like, no, I'll bring it down. And she kept coming over, apologising. And told us that she would definitely make sure that we got our meal in the 40 minutes, which she did.
Oh, well in the 40 minutes. Yeah.
Then we went up to pay and the man took Morgan's card and processed the payment through. And I said she burst through. She was like this tiny little Chinese woman. She burst through the door like a tornado and saying something to him in Chinese, and then she gave Morgan back
half the money.
Half. And it was apologising. We're like, no, because the food was gorgeous. The service was great, apart from obviously the first little hiccup, but you have that the odd time on a busy night like tonight.
Yeah, I think it was the place was packed, and it's Valentine's night. It's really busy.
Yeah, and I have to say the service has always been good there anyway. All the waiters are very friendly. But yes, that was a nice surprise to get that money back.
Free cinema visit now, actually, because of it.
Yeah. So that's where we're.
Because when we paid, I wasn't expecting anything to be comped. It's like they forgot, but it was busy, and we got our meal and it was lovely, and we ate our starters.
Delicious. Like we had everything.
We cleared our plates.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was starving. We hadn't ate since our McDonald's that morning. This morning, sorry. So we were.
Well, I had a load of sweets.
Oh, I had some Lindor chocolate.
We grazed on sweets midday.
I didn't have that much.
I ate a whole pack of sweets.
Not much maybe.
So what we have to do now is I've got to go and I reserved the tickets on credit card. Or sorry, on debit card. But I don't know how to use the machine. I haven't used it before because we just buy tickets as we're going. Yeah. So hopefully I'll figure it out. I remembered our number though for it.
Yeah.
It's 444353. The reservation number.
Yeah. So we're just cinema dating. Can you guess what we're going to see? By the title of this vlog. Yeah.
Date night movie.
Yeah, Valentine's movie, why not?
That's what everybody in Galway is going to go see tonight.
Yeah,
I think there's like 8 showings in the cinema. 8 screens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think every guy's being dragged along to it anyway.
Oh yeah.
And it's not as dirty as the books because obviously it can't be. But so at least there's that. Why not?
Oh yeah,
go see it. Have an opinion. We can make a valid opinion on it then once we've seen it. So yeah. Why not?
popcorn and Maltesers. I've been looking forward to that most of all. Us having popcorn and putting Maltesers in it.
And I phoned home to mum and dad, and the kids are doing really, really well. Robin is having an absolute blast. They brought her out to the cows up the road, and she wanted to climb in and be petting them. And she's been playing with their dog, Ben. And Obi, sure, once Obi has a bottle and a clean bum, he's anybody's. So that puts her mind at ease. Taking a leak, fella there, taking a pee against the wall, like you do. You know, toilets everywhere, but no. PISS against the wall. But he's not doing it into the wind. So filthy. Dirty bugger. It's really annoying me that now.
You won't get a job for the tourist board anytime soon. Oh, it's not that bad.
So we went to see 50 Shades of Grey last night. The cinema was absolutely jam-packed. They had 2 showings at our time, did they?
Yeah, there was 8:30 in our screen, and there was an 8:45 in another screen, and then I think there was one at 9 and one at 9:30, and one at 10, one at 10:30. You know, kind of around the peak date times. So
and it was like, we got there kind of early.
No. We were buying our popcorn at 25 past, and the movie was
that was right.
past.
So we had the late leaving from the restaurant because they'd taken our order, but then they forgot about us, so we were a bit later leaving the restaurant than what we would have thought.
Oh yeah, should I tell them about it? Should I tell them about the credit card machine?
Oh yes, yeah. When we were walking to the cinema, I think Morgan was telling you that.
I was mentioning that I didn't know about how the credit card machine would work because I hadn't used it. We just always buy our tickets at the till as we're going in. You know, you can buy popcorn and tickets and everything in one spot. It was brilliant. You swipe your card and like immediately your tickets are out and printed. Like you just swipe it. You do nothing else. Just swipe your card.
Yeah.
I was like, that was cool.
It was really, really good.
I was there memorizing my ticket number and all sorts of things. Okay. So back to...
Yeah, so when we went in then we were obviously a bit later because we stopped and got some ice cream. I got mint ice cream. My favourite ice cream in the whole world is mint. And we got cookie ice cream. And we got popcorn, Maltesers, Coke. We just like completely pigged out.
It was so good.
I really need to...
We could barely carry in what we brought in.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we share... It's weird. We share like... We get a large kind of popcorn and Coke to share between us.
Oh, we didn't even eat the whole popcorn this time.
No, because
we left a good bit. Yeah. But I'm seeing like my face is getting really fuller, so I need to like stop that. But so we went in and it was like packed, and we always kind of sit a few like maybe 7 aisles from the front.
Oh yeah, between 7 and 10.
Yeah. So we always like, we don't sit right at the back anyway. We always kind of sit up close enough. But like every aisle was full right down to the second aisle. We found 2 seats off to the side, so we sat in them. So we sit in those ones, and then
you carry on. I'll just
so
hey Baba, do you want to cuddle into Dada?
So then 2 seats came available in the middle on the third aisle, so we went for those. So we sat in there. Yeah, it was really full. Lots of couples, and then the film started.
Robin. Don't pull it up, please.
The scenes were didn't leave any to the imagination, really.
No.
It was very sorry, I'm distracted with Robin.
You hold the camera for a second.
Yeah. So there was lots of, you know, obviously those kind of scenes in it. I found myself that I was getting a bit embarrassed at some of the scenes, even though like I'm with Morgan for 15 years, but I found myself getting a bit shy sitting there watching those kind of scenes with you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the editing, I don't know if it was the way the plot was laid out. It didn't really feel very movie-like, you know, it wasn't like a movie experience, which is weird. Like the opening of it, this will be spoiler-free by the way, there won't be any spoilers in it, but the opening kind of build up to the main part of the story, you know, just kind of introducing the characters. That was more movie-like. But then you kind of just get thrown into the the blue stuff.
Yeah.
So I think up to that point, it didn't feel like a movie experience really.
No, and it was awkward watching it. Like, I don't think we would have rented that for at home.
No.
But it was awkward watching it in the cinema on like a big screen, up very close because we were like in the third row, and like couples all around us, and like you were saying, you noticed at a certain point.
Yeah, the minute the tone of the movie changed, all of a sudden girls started getting closer, and I think it wasn't for rude reasons. It was more for, this is a bit embarrassing, but if I'm cuddled into you and we're watching it together, then it's grand kind of thing. I think that was the general mood that I picked up.
Yeah.
And I was surprised there was obviously, it was mostly couples, but there were groups of kind of girls there.
Yeah, like.
But there was no cackling or giggling or anything. I think.
No, everyone was like.
I think if you saw something like kind of, what is it, Magic Mike or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, it'd be a bit more kind of hen party-ish. But no, I think people were just kind of watching it.
Yeah, they were kind of into it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I felt really about it. I'm still trying to, I'm trying to talk, but I find that I'm rambling. We've shot this a few times now because I've just been going off on tangents. But my point was to Morgan was, if I wasn't with him and I was just dating someone, maybe a few weeks, a few months, I could not go to that movie with that person. I couldn't go to the movie to begin with by myself or with friends to watch it, but definitely not just with someone that you're just dating. And that kind of led me talking to you about different things. If I was dating in today's world, today, I'd be ate up alive because I could not be how society is kind of going now. That you can have many different sexual partners. I think that's just, and I was just kind of looking, I was like, I hope all these girls that are cuddled in and to their fellas are just with them for a long time and just trust them to be that way, because
Well, I think the characters themselves are fairly flat, but the issues that are brought up are important, as in you should be able to open a dialogue in your own relationship about them. And I think what I'd feel is, if you're just with somebody for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you haven't really reached that stage that you can talk about it. So I think some girls might go in with unusual expectations, or come out with kind of expectations, or on the other end of it, insecurities over what they've seen, without actually anybody to open a dialogue with about it.
yeah.
So where I think the existence of the movies and the books, if they open communication, it's a great thing. I just hope that kind of people that are going to it, I don't know, what do you think? What am I trying to say?
I don't really know. I would agree with you. I think the books and movies with that tone, that sexual tone, does open up unrealistic views of what life that way is. And that you just have to be open with your partner. But my thing, if there was any young girls watching this video, this is what I was saying to you.
If your sister was or something, would you?
I would want, I don't know if she was watching, but the only message I would want to give to anyone young, and I feel like I can speak because me and you we started dating at 16 and we did not rush into anything. And I would want all young girls to just know, don't, in that movie they knew each other I think 2 weeks or something, a couple of weeks. My thing would be, don't rush into anything with anyone, just take time and trust the person first. That would kind of be my thing. And don't let anyone smack you with a paddle. That's a no-go area. I would I don't know, unless you want
If your boyfriend beats you with a paddle,
leave.
That's not a good relationship to be in.
No, so it's just, I don't know. It was an experience to watch it anyway.
Oh yeah.
And at least we hopped on that bandwagon. We saw it with all of Galway apparently last night.
Oh yeah, every
The whole
couple in
city
Galway was there.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the cinemas. There's 2 cinemas. The other cinema was sold out too.
And then we got a taxi home. And the taxi driver's like, so what did you go to see? And I didn't want to say what we went to see, but I didn't know any other current movies that was in the cinema.
You were gonna lie, were you?
Yeah. So I was like, I'll give you 3 guesses. And he absolutely loved that. He was laughing and smacking the steering wheel, and he's like, tell me what it was, give it to me. He's like, did you enjoy it? So, was it like the book? So then I was like, oh, I never read the book. So then he's
He
like,
didn't buy that at all.
no, he's like, you're lying, you know that book off by heart. So we had a good laugh with the taxi driver coming home. So
He got a tip.
yeah, but I think just as far as the movie goes, I guess if you're interested, go see it and form your own opinion.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's not something that we'd be watching and reading all the time. I think that kind of relationship should be kept kind of between the two people that's in it. Like, I don't understand girls that like to go out chatting with each other about that kind of stuff to begin with. I couldn't do it.
You're pretty.
Okay. No, I'm very, I don't know, I'm very...
I had to change arms, by the way. Ow, my sword.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling very... I need to do something. Exercise, no.
Gives a kiss.
Okay. So yeah, so that was our movie. But date night was really nice. We got home and we didn't have any bottles to make, no babies to put to bed, and it was just lovely. And in my head, this was my plan. I thought, get home and I'm gonna clean the kitchen, clean the sitting room. We'll go to bed and we have, you know, the house is ready for when the kids come home. We came in, we had a drink, and we just went straight to bed. That was it.
Yeah.